Your Excellencies, Sister Enda, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members and friends. Céad Míle Fáilte, 100,000 welcomes to this, our 87th annual ball of the St. Patrick's Society of Selangor. It's an honour to have so many friends and guests here to help us celebrate Ireland's National Day. This year we are thrilled to be celebrating the ball on the actual day itself, March 17th. It's unfortunate that His Royal Highness the Sultan of Selangor is unable to attend this year due to a previous royal engagement. Hopefully by now you have some idea of the theme of this year's ball. If not, have a look at your tickets or programme and you'll see many smiles, not just on the mouth, but in the eyes, in gestures, and read the stories of Irish people here in the community and what makes them smile. When thinking about this speech tonight, I wanted to say something about my parents. They were due to be here at the ball, but unfortunately they couldn't make the trip at this time. But their love of life, their resilience, their ability to keep on smiling inspired the theme for this year's ball. They met in Africa almost 50 years ago. They were working on the missions, in Nigeria to be exact, something which was not unusual for Irish people to do at that time. My mother had been in Nigeria for almost 6 months before my dad arrived. Rumour has it that they had eyes for each other, but by the time St. Patrick's Day 1964 rolled round, they still hadn't had more than a conversation, much to my father's dismay. That evening, to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, the Jesuit brothers and a few of the female teachers, including my mother, organised a dance. According to my father, he and his pals pitched up about 8 p.m. when the dance was due to start. And looking through the windows, they noticed that the ladies weren't quite ready, so he decided, he says, with the best will in the world, to hit a local watering hole in order to give the ladies more time to set up. My mother's version suggests that they took a look in the window, didn't like what they saw, and abandoned ship. Their friend's version indicates that my father was in need of some Dutch courage to make his move, as it were. A 26-year-old from Knocknagoshel, County Kerry in 1964, that version makes the most sense to me. Arriving back at the hall a few hours later, ready to ask for a dance, he and his pals were duly refused entry, by my mother I might add, for being slightly under the weather. Again, the versions of this story differ from parent to parent. My mother says they were late and the dance was ending and everybody was leaving anyway. Either way, my dad eventually did persuade my mother to go out with him, and within a year they were married. 47 years later, they're still together and still making each other and us, their 4 children, our spouses, and 7 grandchildren smile and laugh. Smile and laugh even through the difficult times that our country has been facing over the last few years. My parents are from a generation that have faced tough times and have seen recessions before. My generation, including many of you here, is going through this as adults for the first time. It has struck me time and time again how resilient the Irish people are and how, faced with the almost insurmountable challenges that our current country is currently facing, the ability of the people to keep on going, including for many supporting family and friends financially and emotionally during these turbulent times. Whilst many of us came overseas of our own accord, many more are leaving Ireland daily to secure work and a better life for themselves and often for their families. The St. Patrick's Society and other organisations here in KL and in the region, such as Orong Era Football Club, have provided a home from home for many, a way to meet new friends and support to those that need it, to get to know each other, and if needs be, to reach out to somebody with just a smile. I would like to invite all the members of the St. Patrick's Society of Selangor to stand now and raise a glass to our guests here this evening, all members of the Society. Can we raise a glass, please, to our guests? Thank you. I, too, met my husband overseas. He's an Englishman, a very patient Englishman. He has embraced everything Irish. Now, he might argue that he had no choice marrying into the O'Connor clan. We haven't seen much of each other these past few weeks, and Simon, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for putting up with me and for looking after the boys without a moan or a groan. Thank you for your love, your patience, and your understanding. I'd also just want to say, please don't be too disappointed when Ireland thrashes England later on. Can I also say thanks to my KL family? You know who you are. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for taking my kids and feeding my husband. Although disappointed not to have my own parents here this evening, knowing you are here and celebrating with me is very special. This fall, 47 years ago, in a hall in Emakuku, Nigeria, my parents, along with the Irish community, celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Tonight, here in KL, we do the same. The organisation of the dance then took effort and time. This ball is no different, except maybe that it might have taken slightly more time and effort. Not days or weeks, but months of careful planning and preparation. I am incredibly privileged to be part of an amazing bunch of people that make up the committee of the St. Patrick's Society of Selangor. Facing this year as president, I was very nervous, but I have had a wonderful year, due in no small part to the hard-working, dedicated committee members who have all worked tirelessly to make this event the most superb evening it could be. I consider each and every one to be not just a fellow committee member, but also a friend. It's probably a good time to apologise for using my teacher's voice on more than one occasion at committee meetings now. Sorry. To all the committee even, you're a wheel among us often cower agus takiach galer a hugship dom on Vlienshaw. Thank you so much for all the help and support that you have given me this year. The ball is truly a joint effort by all. And I would now like to invite all the committee members here, and unfortunately we are missing Alwyn Stewart, but I know we would all like to send our best wishes to her family here tonight, and please ask that you pass them on to Alwyn. So please, could I ask the remaining committee members to stand? Come on, you know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, can you propose a toast to the committee of the St. Patrick's Society of Selangor, the committee? Your Excellencies, Sister Enda, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of the evening of Kill, Old Agus Crack, music, drink and crack. And here's wishing you a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Banach Thina Fela Porrick or Galer. To be upstanding for the Malaysian national anthem. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, Reverend Sister, ladies and gentlemen, a toast to our patron, the Sultan of Selangor.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, Reverend Sister, ladies and gentlemen, following our much-loved tradition, I now invite our Reverend Sister Datan Paduka, Sister Ender Ryan to say grace. You can all remain seated for this.
Basically, my role at this juncture of the night is in the Irish language to ask God's blessing on all of us seated at table tonight, on our food and on the hands of those who have prepared it for us, and then to thank God for giving us food and friends. It begins and ends with the sign of the cross. Nana Manahar, Augustin Vic, Augustin Spirit Nave. Amen. Benocht o ia oringa atá ag sí chun búir le céile. Benocht an mí a ihmid a nocht. Benocht na láva dulavig dúin é. Benocht o ia dílis arin. Agus gorif machagad a ia. Mar is tú a hug bia dúin. Gorif machagad a ia. Mar is tú a hug coirda dúin. Gorif machagad a ia. Amen. In anam anachar, Augustin Vic, Augustin Sprig Nave. Amen. Dan scaran di jumpat maca. Bon appetit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to introduce some of the younger members of the community, the young dancers of Kuala Lumpur, who have come along tonight to treat you to a wonderful display of Irish dancing. For the enjoyment of everyone in the room, I request that you all remain seated and resist the urge to come up to the dance floor to watch. Please give them a warm welcome.